Hey everybody, Dr. Kim Ortega from Whittier Hearing Center, here to talk to you a little bit about me today. I've actually been asked to talk to you a little bit about my personal and professional journey and how I ended up to where I am today. So it all started back in college. Like most high school students that just graduated, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was just so excited to be in college. I ended up actually changing my major 4 times and attending 6 different universities before I earned my bachelor's degree in communication disorders. I had originally thought that I would be an elementary school teacher, and I went all the way through my curriculum to the very end where I was doing my student teaching, and I hated it. Unfortunately, I was miserable. I love kids. I love teachers. It was just not for me. During that time, I met the speech pathologist at the school I was working at, and I thought maybe I would enjoy that more. Smaller groups of kids, some one-on-one work. Decided to change my major to communication disorders. In that major, you have to take 2 classes in audiology. As soon as I took that first class in audiology, it was the light bulb moment. This is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. I absolutely fell in love with it, and I haven't looked back. By the time I earned my bachelor's degree in communication disorders, I had essentially also by that time earned my teaching credential, so I was able to get an emergency teaching credential in deaf and hard of hearing, and I actually worked as a deaf and hard of hearing teacher here at Oralingua School in Whittier while I was working on my master's degree at Cal State LA. During that time, I met Marianne Gilbert and Oscar Naro at Whittier Hearing Center. I had always known that I wanted to own my own private practice, and they had an amazing one right down the street. So at the end of your master's degree, you have something called your clinical fellowship year. I came to Marianne and Oscar, asked them if I could possibly complete my clinical fellowship year here, and luckily they allowed me to do so. During that year, I fell in love with everybody here. They fell in love with me. It worked out really well, and I decided I cannot leave. I had only planned to be here a year, and I was so happy that I had to stay. So, like I said earlier, I've always known I wanted to own my own private practice, and that was always my goal. About 7 years ago, Dr. Oscar Naro decided that he was going to retire early, and this opportunity kind of was available to me. So I jumped on it. It's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I love being an owner of Whittier Hearing Center. I love our patients. I love our staff. On top of that, about 4 years ago, my husband, Jason Ortega, decided to leave his job as a store manager at Stater Brothers, and he came and joined the practice as well. So he is now our practice manager. I hope most of you have had the opportunity to meet him at this time. So this definitely is now a family business. Not only my husband and I, but our entire staff. We are all like family. All of our patients are our family. During my 12 years here, I joined the practice when my son was 5 months old. I also since then have had my daughter Allison, who I had while I was working on my doctorate degree. Not very good planning, but she came right in the middle of my doctorate degree, eventually earned my Doctor of Audiology degree. During these past 12 years, my patients have seen my kids grow up. I love sharing stories with them about my kids, about their grandkids. That's one of the best parts of these professions, is the relationships that you build with your patients. So I plan to be here for many, many more years. Hopefully I'll learn and hear a lot more stories from our patients. We are hoping to eventually continue to grow the practice. We're hoping to have multiple locations one day and just continue to help as many people as we possibly can. So I hope you're excited to take the journey with me too.